Hello everybody and welcome back to another My Porch Prints tutorials. This is Kyra and today is the fourth day of our 7 days of Christmas event where we are giving away freebies and having sales and prizes every day this week to celebrate Christmas time. So today's deal is save 50% off on select ephemera and folios in our shop, so make sure to go over and check out our Etsy store so you don't miss out on that deal. And then don't forget to comment on today's video for a chance to win a $20 coupon, which we will be announcing on Saturday. But for today's video and freebie, we are giving away some papers that match our Christmas cottage kits, as well as these like little origami pages that we're going to use to make today's project, which is this little present here that you can open up, and inside is the poem The Night Before Christmas, and it is the full poem from beginning to end. So this would be kind of a cute little project to use to make like a little ornament for your tree, or maybe a stocking stuffer, or perhaps a charm to hang off of your Christmas junk journal. So I'm going to be showing you how to make this little project from beginning to end, and it's actually pretty simple. So to start, you're going to need to download the freebie that is available down in the description box below, and print off all of these pages here that we're going to use to make our little book. And this is printed on just regular 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. I didn't print on the back of mine, so if you want to use the papers to do that, feel free. And then all of these pages are numbered, so you should be able to keep them in order. So you've got these first, pages here that are all 4 like little pages, and then the last page here also has these 2 images that you can use inside your book as well. So go ahead and start by cutting all of those out, and then once you've got them, they should look something like this. I tried to keep mine in order just to keep things organized here, and then I've got my little decorative covers. So I'm going to go pretty slow here and show you how to fold these. So to start, take your first page and you want it face up. We're going to start on the top right edge, and we're going to fold it down to the bottom left edge, just like this, okay? And try to get your edges matched up. You want things as even as possible, otherwise your pages will be a little crooked when they're in your book, and we want things to be pretty straight so they look nice. And then I'm also going to be using either a bone folder, or you could use a fingernail to crease these creases. You want them creased really well because this is going to help the pages fold open and closed easier, okay? So once you've got that done, you can open it up here, and we're going to flip it over to the back side. And then we're going to do the exact same thing where we take the top right edge and fold it down to the bottom left edge. And this is going to create like a little cross section here with the first crease we made. So go ahead and do the same thing, fold it over, try to get the edges to match up nicely, and then give it a good crease. All right. And then once you've done that, we're going to open it back up, and we're going to, again, leave it open to the back side of it here, but you want to make sure that you have it oriented upright. So the top of your page should be at the top here, like this, okay? And then we're going to take either the left or right corner, doesn't matter, and fold it across like this to create a vertical line through those other creases that we made, all right? Just fold it over like this, and same thing, try to get things nice and lined up and give it a really good crease. And I'm going kind of slow here, but this is a pretty easy fold, but it's also easy to mess up. So you kind of have to do them in the right order. So that's why I'm kind of showing everything right now. So feel free to, speed ahead if you want to, but otherwise let's just kind of keep cracking here. So once you've done that, we're going to open it up just like this, and you should be able to see you've kind of got this like vertical crease going through this little X that you made earlier, right? And so that's kind of how you know you did it right. And then we're going to take this top corner here, and we're going to fold it down to the left corner like this, all right? And same thing, we're going to do that with the bottom corner here, fold it over to the left. And then taking this top portion, we're just going to push it flat, and that's going to give you your little square, okay? So that's pretty much it, and that's the fold that makes the little motion that when you tug on the left and right corners, it should open up the paper just like this, right? Really simple little fold. Okay, so here it is from the front, and then also from the back, just for anybody who needs to see it again. Okay, so we're just going to do that same thing to all of the papers in our stack. So just keep going through your stack here. And to help me keep track of things, I did write the page numbers on the outside as well, just so I could kind of see them at a glance and know which ones were which. So you don't have to do this since they are numbered on the inside, but this just kind of helps me keep track of things as I stack up all of my little pages here. All right, so once you folded all of them, they should look something like this. I kept mine in order to make things simple. And you're gonna take one of those, and I'm using a piece of chipboard. We have these linked in our Amazon shop down below if you're interested. You could also use like cardboard or like a really heavy card stock to make the covers. But I think that like a chipboard or a cardboard, excuse me, would work best. And then because I didn't print on the back of mine, there's a lot of white showing, so I went over the edges with some distress ink to try to kind of hide that, but it's kind of up to you and your preference for how things look. And then you got your two cover pieces here. You want to trim them down so they are the exact same size as your pages. I made mine a little too big, and that becomes a problem. I'll show you that a little bit later. So make sure that they are trimmed down to the exact size of your little squares. And then taking your first page here, I'm using my little Santa image, so he's kind of page 0, if you will. I'm going to take the left side and glue it down to one of my covers, like this. And again, you want to make sure that you have things oriented properly, so I drew a little arrow to show, you know, which was the top of my image to help me keep track of things. So that's optional, but it helps me keep things oriented so I don't accidentally glue one upside down. So go ahead and take your second page then, and again, same thing, you want to make sure that you have it oriented upwards, and then we're going to take glue on the left side, and we're going to glue this panel down to the right side of our first page here. And we're just kind of sandwiching them together and daisy chaining them so that they're all connected to one another here. All right. So just go ahead and glue those together, and you'll want to make sure that you have things kind of aligned, especially if you didn't print on the back. There will be kind of white showing along the edges, so you'll want to make sure that you get kind of everything lined up. You can slide them around a little bit if you're using glue that doesn't dry too quickly, so just go ahead and push things into place until everything's aligned nicely. All right. And then you can just continue that process over and over again. If you want to, if you didn't print on the back, you could use some distress ink in between the pages, and that will kind of hide some of that white, but it's just up to you. And then I like to kind of open mine as I go along because the glue will want to kind of seep out and glue them closed. So I like to open them just a few times and make sure nothing's getting stuck. And then we're going to continue that process of gluing our pages together and just connecting all of them into one large stack, and then you can open them each individually, and that will create your little booklet here. And it does take a little bit of time to get used to opening the pages. You kind of have to hold one side down while you tug on the other, otherwise it'll open like multiple pages at once. So you might want to do just a little bit of practicing here, but it doesn't take too long to get the hang of it, and then you can open them up page by page. All right. So go ahead and repeat that process with all of your pages until the book is fully stacked to the last page, and then you can take your final cover and glue it on to the last panel here, just like this. And like I mentioned earlier, there isn't just the origami page freebie, there's also the paper freebie. So feel free to use those papers however you want in your journal or to decorate the back of these pages, because this is what it looks like if you don't. There's a lot of white showing, so just keep that in mind. And then also you'll want to trim those covers down to the right size, because if they're too large, then they like stick into the pages and won't allow you to open the book fully. So they have to be trimmed down to the exact same size as your book in order for them to open. So, and again, they just kind of add some stability to this book. So that's why you want to use like a chipboard or a cardboard or something like that. And then you just flip through the pages like this. So it's kind of cute and fun. My original idea was to maybe turn this into like a s'more or something like that, like a Christmas s'more. But because I had to trim the covers down, I decided to change it and make it into like a little present, which kind of matches the theme of the journal that I made on Sunday. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I made an entire junk journal that looks kind of like a big present, and it's pretty cute and fun. All right, so I just took some ribbon and glued it onto the front to make it a little bit decorative. And then I'm taking some of this string, and I got the string and the ribbon from the Dollar General. They have a whole bunch of Christmas like ribbon available right now, so definitely go check that out if you can. And then I'm just gonna wrap the string around my present, kind of giving it a little twist in the back and then coming back around to the front and making a little bow here. And I've got some extra string that you could add like beads to or something if you want to use this as like a Christmas ornament to put in your tree. I think that would be pretty cute. I'm gonna go ahead and trim mine off and keep them nice and small, maybe as like a little stocking stuffer or like a charm you could dangle off of your journal. And I also did make some charms on Monday using mini books, so check that video out if you haven't already. Otherwise, that is it for today's tutorial. I hope that you guys had fun making this little Christmas craft with me. Don't forget to comment for your chance to win one of those $20 coupons that we're giving away on Saturday, and like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the freebies for this event, as well as freebies that we give away in future events. But other than that, I will see you in tomorrow's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Bye!